There are reasons each of us are born. We have to find those reasons.
Welcome to Fandom Live. It's been a while, and today we're going to be talking about the upcoming release of Avatar: The Last Airbender. And I'm Rocky.
And I'm Lam-ang. I'm Toby, who's dressed up as Ang in support of the upcoming Airbender movie.
You're dressed up as Aang?
Yeah, Lam-ang. Biag nila.
From
Anyway,
the Middle East.
basta the arrow's there. That's what matters. The arrow.
Pointing to the left.
The arrow. So, as you can see, I'm on my my apa, who is very tired. Apa?
Sound a little Filipino there.
And
Apa.
somewhere behind me flying is Momo the cow. Momo. Momo the elephant. Where are you, Momo? There's my Momo.
It could be a cow.
Look, see, do you see my Momo there? Momo, kiss. Momo, Momo. Momo, show your arrow. Go.
Well, at the time of this recording, we haven't seen Avatar yet because it's not yet out. So we're going to be talking about the early press that is the movie has generated.
The pros and cons. We'll talk about what the haters think and what the supporters like me. We love being supporters. Yeah.
Yes.
And why we will still watch the movie even if people say it's many things. So,
Background movie.
the cartoon, where it all began.
Nickelodeon. One word responses. So Avatar is this great sort of tweeny cartoon that came out of Nickelodeon a few years back. It featured a world of 4 nations that had different bending abilities. So they could control the elements with martial arts-like movements. So of course there were fire, earth, air, and water as the benders. And in the cartoon premise, the Fire Nation over the past, I don't know how many decades now, has been steadily waging war against the rest of the world and taking over everyone. And normally it is the role of a mythical being known as the Avatar, master of all 4 elements, to bring balance to the Force, to bring balance to the universe. But the last Avatar disappeared, and he hasn't been seen for hundreds of years.
So when the 4 elements combined, I am Captain. No.
You don't have heart. But, so, without, so we have the Avatar missing, and then suddenly you have these 2 members of the Water Tribe who suddenly discover a mysterious figure locked in ice, and it turns out to be an airbender. In fact, the last of the airbenders, because the airbending nation
has vanished.
Yeah.
We're not sure if they're dead, but definitely we don't know where they are. And the last airbender, who happens to be Aang,
With a straight arrow.
happens to...
So the 3 get
My
together.
arrow is straight!
No. And they start traveling around the world so that Aang can learn the different bending styles and to finally, defeat the Fire Nation.
Earth! Fire. Water. Fire. Wrong one. Okay, so the movie attempts to gather these stories because the cartoon is split to 3 books.
Or books.
Sorry.
3 books or seasons. And this first movie is essentially the entire of book 1. So naturally we expected a lot of material to be cut out and dropped because you can't fit a whole season, even though it's 30-minute episodes. But well, I don't know how do we take this.
The feedback has been very polarized, starting with the fact that the director...
Polarized is getting monopolar.
I mean,
Okay.
M. Night Shyamalan, the guy who has brought us Sixth Sense, something as good as Sixth Sense to something as bad as The Happening,
Oh my god.
has decided to take a hold of this movie, and for some reason was allowed to.
And shoot Philadelphia. And then and this is really his first epic movie. Before he's done these nice little quiet, but of course suspense horror type things. And this one, he had a ridiculous budget and all that things, and he did something.
So going through it, M. Night, known for twists, known for horror.
What a twist!
Doing an action children's epic story. So yeah, that's definitely what a twist. Casting had its own problems. You had a lot of people stating it was a bit racist. How Aang was not casted properly. How everyone else was the wrong nation. You had Dev Patel, who was known for Slumdog Millionaire, playing Zuko. You have Nicola Peltz, who was playing Katara, and you know she might have been interesting in Deck the Halls, but she.
I'm sorry, Deck the Halls.
You obviously don't know the movies I've seen. There's Jackson Rathbone. The Twilight people would know him more, but yeah, he's in Twilight.
Yeah, that's great credentials right there.
And for some reason, he is chosen to play Sokka rather than Zuko, whereas he could be the scary white guy with the scar in the face and the yellowish eyes.
Yeah, and
which is already close enough to what he does in Twilight. Not that I've seen.
Twilight scary? What?
So you have characters like that all mixed up. You have Persians playing the role of people who are obviously Japanese in the cartoon.
And British people playing Persians in Prince of Persia. No.
Thanks for the scarf, Jake. Anyway, so the casting is just a mess. You have someone who's known for comedic roles and lots of heart, Dev Patel, playing the bad guy for some reason. And lastly, the Avatar looks too old.
No, I didn't really think about that. Like, just so blind.
Although there is a strong following that states he's actually Asian in YouTube for some reason.
In the same way that we're all part Spanish somehow?
So yes, the casting has its possible racist twist, but M. Night believes that
what a twist!
He's being diverse by allowing different nations
and
to represent.
supposedly he only cast them based on acting ability. However, early reviews, especially like film critics Roger Ebert and even Time Magazine's Richard Corliss, totally panned the acting.
So with all this negative stuff, there's the question, why would I still want to watch the movie? Me, deep down, I still believe in you, M. Night. I still believe that there is...
He's pretty persistent in that.
I still believe that there is...
He made me watch The Happening.
There is a chance that you might be just trying to do something a bit different from the cartoon.
He made me watch The Happening.
And people don't understand you. I mean, it's like, I can't think of a movie that's this bad in terms of reviews, but it's
6% in Rotten
It's like a movie like that, wherein maybe you're just doing something so forward, people don't realize it. So I still believe in
What,
you.
like the Toxic Crusader?
Appa believes in you, right? Momo believes in you.
But, really, as a fan of the series, and, I'd love to see, how the bending happens, and hopefully it'll be decent. But I think the biggest lesson of the past, of recent years of movies, with the horde of remakes going on, is that, number one, there are a lot of decent movies that are being made. Number two, only if you forget the franchises they're being associated with. Like the recent Karate Kid, which is a pretty good, feel-good movie if you forgot that it's supposed to be about karate, but it's about kung fu. Or, I don't know, the A-Team movie might be fun if you didn't think about them as based on a TV series. Or, all these things, the movies are good on their own, but because they're associated with a franchise like Avatar, The Last
The
Airbender.
expectations become so much higher. Especially since Avatar, we had over 30 episodes?
Yes, because it's roughly
Each
10 per
episode
season.
was a very well-written story.
Yes.
So for it to be chopped up into small tidbits wherein a lot of the scenes were reduced into exposition, really makes a lot of the fans of the cartoon very unhappy. And yes, I spank my monkey sometimes. But the point is, we have a caller. Nick, you have a question.
Where is that coming from?
Ultimately, I'm still watching it because I still believe in M. Night. And if it's really bad, at least I'm forming an informed opinion about the movie.
We don't think you should watch it in 3D because, like Clash of the Titans, it was done in post-production, so it's not true 3D. So it's not going to be worth the extra.
You're gonna have Momo coming towards you.
Actually, there's not much Momo in Appa, they say.
Yeah, but interestingly, IMDb does list that the person who did the voices for Momo and Appa still did the voices in the movie. So that makes you kind of wonder.
Because that's their dialogue.
So, I
Riveting
guess
stuff.
if you can watch it for free, catch it. If not, make the choice whether you think you should see it or not. I am.
But don't pirate. Piracy's bad. Arr.
This is Fandom Live saying, let's hope it's good.